What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at a very fun and juicy deck. That's right. Which one is it? Well, we're going to be looking at the Carvers deck. That's right. This is the newest deck release out of the Organic Playing Cards / Riffle Shuffle lineup. That's right. So, grab your forks. We're going there. Let's go. The newest deck release from the team over at the Organic Playing Cards company is the Carvers. That's right. This is a watermelon themed deck, this time straight out of the minds of Cam and Nate. The whole entire tuck box all the way around features nothing but what you see, which is the reddish colored or pinkish colored watermelon that is going to feature all the seeds all the way through and through, and in the seeds it's going to say Carvers. The only place there is text font is on the bottom where the ad copy is, as well as the OPC logo. There's no tuck seal, making this deck quick and easy to get into and take a bite out of, and that's it for the tuck. This deck does come printed by the United States Playing Card Company on their Premium B stock. That's right, it does have a modern cut and an air cushion emboss, and this is a limited edition run of only 2,500 decks. The back design on the deck is going to be that all green color as well, to kind of give it that watermelon look. They kind of went in and changed up the game quite literally and gave this deck a double border, something that's never been done in all of the organic lineup. It'll help give your fans and flourishes even that much more of a good look. You're also going to see outside of that your medium white poker borders as well. And then of course the watermelons that are end to end, giving this a two-way mirrored image. Alright, so with this deck you're going to receive some extras. The first one here is going to be kind of a trick card of sorts, and well, I don't really know. It's going to say Carvers along the front, almost mimicking what would be a gimmick card for the tuck box design, until you flip it over and you're going to see that it looks like a watermelon, quite literally. The next card is going to be a duplicate 8 of diamonds, which we've seen that Organic is famous for throwing in a duplicate, which is great. The last two, but certainly not least, cards are going to be your jokers, which are quite notably pretty much the same as we're used to. It's going to say Joker in each of the opposite corners with the coinciding fruit there in the center, hence being a large watermelon. The pips and indices in this deck are pretty much your industry standard, except for a slight recoloring. That's right, the blacks are still black, but the reds are now that pinkish kind of watermelon color. The quartz in this deck are also your USPC standard, except for that recoloring, as well as being shown off in a cool way with the fruit of choice. In Organic fashion, they always make their quartz do something cool and funny with a piece of the fruit, which, like I said, is a watermelon, whether it be the Jack of Clubs with half of it on its head, or even the Jack of Spades enjoying a slice. The aces in this deck are also your standard, except for the recoloring, until we get to the Ace of Spades. Now, Organic did change it up a little bit with this one. Like I said, this is going to feature a enlarged spade pip with a couple different borders, kind of making it look almost kind of like a slice of watermelon, and it's going to say Carvers underneath. That's it for this deck. Join me now for my final thoughts. Alright, so you want to know my final thoughts on this deck, and I'm going to give them to you. That's right, this is a 3 out of 5 deck. 3 out of 5. I feel like a broken record sometimes. Here's the thing, right? I like where they tried to go with it. It just didn't hit. It hit different. This hits different. This hits very different. I don't like the tuck box. The tuck box is very cheap looking. it's just, man, dude, just so many different things could have went about this, you know, so much more details. You know, that's the thing about this. Like I said before, on previous releases, they're missing the details, right? They already got the minimal side locked down, right? And they're good at details on a bigger side of it, right? The court cards, the brick boxes, right? Like I said, they're the king of brick boxes, hands down. But stuff like this, like you can make a bite mark. Somebody took a bite out of the watermelon, right? Do it to where, you know, the top is the green, so that when you put these in a brick box, it looks like a watermelon and you take out a slice. There's so many different things I would have personally done with this deck. But that's just me. The other thing that I really didn't like about this as well is the ace of spades. Why did they derive away from what they're used to? You know, the very cool and, you know, well thought out, you know, like the ace of spades with the juice jug that's upside down pouring juice that looks like the spade. You know, that creative kind of influence was missing, I feel, in this deck. The deck feels great, but like I said, the design just kind of shuns everything else away. The other thing that I also wasn't the biggest fan of was the back design itself. Like I said before, they keep putting these 2D designs on there. They could have done so much cool stuff like this, you know, to where it looks like a bite is taken out of it. There's juice dripping. Really cool stuff, right? They could have even did something cool where it looked like they took a small bite out of the card, right? Different things to kind of just mix it up a little bit, add more flavor to it, add more, just more to it, you know, instead of just slapping fruit on it. Hey, here's your knock again. Like I said before, it's a glorified knock with the fruit on it. That's all it is, you know. Double bordered, and who cares? You did a double border this time. That's all that's different. There's nothing different. And the thing about it is, Cam promised me, as you can see in this email, we talked after my last review, and he knew I didn't like the last deck, the blackberries or whatever, and he said, oh, you'll like this one. No, I don't love this one. I don't. Far from it. This has not changed a bit. But like I said, I love what Organic's doing. Me and Cam have talked. Like I said, we're not like, we don't hate each other. He respects what I do and I respect what he's doing. It's a mutual thing. And that's the great thing about it. See, that's where a lot of people get things misconstrued. They think that just because you have a kind of, you know, disagreement, or you don't see eye to eye, that it's automatically a problem, or you don't like each other. So that's where I always say the trolls need to calm down and kind of step back from stuff that doesn't, you know, kind of belong to their kind of side. But like I said, other than that, I mean, it's a really fun deck, really cool deck. It sold out in, Jesus Christ, an hour, 3 hours, I think it was, something like that. It was something crazy. But I know a lot of it was in part to Murphy's buying them. So just keep your eyes out for a lot of the third-party retailers. You know, SoCal Playing Cards has them. You know, a lot of other people are going to be getting their hands on them as well. So if you did miss out, just keep your eye out on a lot of the shops. And trust me, you'll be able to snag them up. Okay. But yeah, that's all I can say about this deck. Like I said, that's it. And you can pick yours up. I think I paid I got mine on the early bird, but it was about $8. So, you know, these were not sent to me. Let's just make that very clear. They will not send me cards, because they don't like me. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I can say about this deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you did, make sure you leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you beautiful people on the next one.